Questions for Coach O?
Just overall, what have you seen out of your group in camp?
God, it's been awesome. It's a super fun group. It's a great group to be around. They come to work every day, no matter what the circumstances are, hot, thin, whatever. And really seen a lot of improvement from the group overall. It's been really fun. 10 practices so far.
And what's been the biggest improvement from day one to now, do you think?
Just the overall technique of the group. That was a big stressor for us. Coming into spring ball was just improving the overall technique of the group. Just playing the game the right way, if that makes sense.
And then after getting a chance to work with Jonah, we've heard about how great of an offensive lineman he is, but from being up close in person, what makes him so good?
Just his ability to learn, his ability to take information and apply it quickly. The fun thing about Jonah is he's the type of guy that you tell something one time and he goes out and gets it done. So it's been really fun to work with him, and it's really that kind of that way with the group overall. And we have great leadership in there with him and Baker, and some of those older guys like Leif's been great that way too.
I was going to ask you, in terms of having that leadership and a unit that has played a lot of games together, how much does that make it easier for you and the staff this spring, just having that continuity on the offensive line?
Well, I think it's invaluable. A group that has seen it, has been in it, that's played together for a while. So some of those communication things are really easy for that group. They kind of know each other's strengths and weaknesses and things like that. So it's been a really smooth transition for me to step in as really the new guy, if that makes sense.
What impresses you about a guy like Raymond Polito in terms of just the presence that he brings out there on the field?
Ray's been awesome for us. Last year he mostly played guard. For us, he's been out on the edge. So just the subtle changes in technique that we've given him has really allowed his game to sort of blossom. And I'm super, super excited about Ray. Ray's been really fun to coach and to be around for, what are we now, 3 months into it? I'm really, really excited for where he is and where he's going.
The talk of college football now is portal and all that. How do you feel about just where your group is? Do you envision guys leaving? What's just your approach with the portal?
I think our group enjoys each other, which is the most important thing for an offensive line unit, because that group spends so much time together. We just had him over for UFC 300, and just watching those guys interact at my house is awesome. So I think our group really enjoys being around each other, which I think is huge in kind of combating that. The other thing is they've seen the improvement in themselves through these 10 practices so far, and I think that's really, really important to this group, is getting better and having tangible evidence of that.
How challenging is it as a coach when you're trying to focus on spring and the guys right now, but you have to deal with that whole other element that's going on in college football right now?
I don't know necessarily that it's a challenge. I think it's just part of what it is we do. I think as important as the X's and O's are, building a relationship with your players is just as important, so that they know that you have their back no matter what. And that's the approach that I have to this profession, especially in the room that I'm in. I think having played the position kind of gives me that little bit of an insight into how the room works. So I don't look at it as a challenge at all. I look at it as it's just part of what we do. And it's, to be honest with you, it's one of the more fun parts of the job is building that relationship with the guys, so that they know that you care about them, more than just what they do on the field.
You mentioned technique before. Previously, you had said you like your linemen to get a little more downhill than maybe they're used to. Is that difficult to teach or transition to, or kind of what goes into that?
No, I think it's just, what you drill is what you're going to get, right? So, all of the drills that we are working now are really setting the foundation for that. Emphasizing the getting downhill, right? Playing on the defensive side of the line of scrimmage is what we stress every day and every drill that we do when it comes to the run game. So I don't know if it's difficult, more so as it is you just have to stay on top of it and stress it, if that makes sense.
And then kind of going off of what Justin said is, everyone kind of wants you guys have a lot of open scholarships. Is there a number of linemen you would like to add? Are you happy with what you have, or just ideally for the amount of guys that you like in your position room?
Yeah, I think, excuse me. I think just as the nature of this game is you always have to continue to build your roster because, we can't sign people to second contracts here. Once their contract's up, they're gone. So I think you always have to replenish your ranks just because of the natural attrition that happens in college football players graduating. So we are looking to add pieces for that. But as far as what we have here, I'm super excited about what is in our room right now. And if you're asking if we have what we need to win, absolutely.
In terms of the offensive line I know this is way ahead, but the season for an offensive line coach like yourself, do you like just a steady group of 5 or having guys that you can maybe rotate in there and get guys a break? Because a lot of teams are different in that ideology, I guess I would say.
I think you're kind of asking about depth. Mm-hmm. And we're always looking to add depth to our room and build depth from within. We play a physical game. We play a violent game. There's a lot of things that happen in the trenches. You hope and pray nothing happens, but it's pretty rare that you go through a season where there is no nick or bump or bruise that kind of slows someone down, or where you have to take reps off someone that way. So we're going to continue to work to build depth. The way I approach the room is everyone gets coached the same, whether you are, the 30-game starter or the true freshman. Everyone gets the same information. Everyone gets the same coaching because we're only as strong as our weakest link in our room.
And in terms of Josh and his leadership at that center position, what have you seen out of him so far in camp? And what can you say about the relationship he has with Noah as well?
Josh is amazing. I'm so lucky to have walked into a room that has a center like Bake. He's on top of it as far as learning the new rules of identifying runs, identifying protections, and just the relationship that he has with Noah and how they communicate with each other in between drives and series and practice. Hey, did you like that? Did you not like that? What'd you see here? Right? Could I have flipped this? Could I have changed that? They really approach it as professionals. So it's really fun to be around.
In terms of Wells, I just was wondering your thoughts on him and
I'm sorry, what was that?
Wells, his progression throughout the spring. We've seen him kind of work with that second unit and just how he's grown as a player.
Big Z has been great. Another guy that is working his tail off to get the new technique, the new coaching points, all that stuff. And he's another guy that's, visibly seeing himself improve when we watch tape and things like that. And I'm really excited about Z. And like I said, just the group overall, I couldn't be more excited about where we are right now and the direction that we're headed.
All right, that's our time.